Let them speak. Review patterns 1 to 25. Please repeat or answer. Don't you wish you could be at home? Wasn't she sure she had to do it? Where do you wish you could have taken her? Did it smell like they were barbecuing? Does she ever try to get a hold of him? How could you tell they didn't have any money? When was the last time you took a train? What has she been doing that for? Haven't you got any idea where they ended up going? Doesn't it appear that they had trouble understanding it? As soon as he got there, did you tell him to sit down and wait? Was her hat bigger than your hat? Has he looked forward to talking to her ever since he saw her coming in? Didn't they give it to her so that she could buy her own food? Wasn't that food a lot cheaper than the food at that restaurant? How come they wish they could have met him? The next time they get together, what are they thinking of doing? How many days has it been since they told you about that? Won't she ever get the chance to fly there? Doesn't he wish they would have talked to her while she was there? How is that hotel different from this one? There wasn't anything she could do but give it back to him. How long will it take to get there if I leave now? Who did she say she was interested in seeing while she is with him? How long did he tell you you would have to stay there? How long has she got to rest there for? Was her dress almost the same as hers? Did she say it appeared to be too expensive to buy? Does she wish you had met her while she was in Chicago? Doesn't it look like he just got up? What will he be doing until she arrives? Now that she brought all of the food, don't you feel like making supper? When was the first time you asked her to marry you? What would she have done instead of just sitting there? Does he ever have her do it for him? Do you wish you could finish doing it the next time? Did she ask you if it was similar to her house? Didn't all of them tell you they wished they could have gone back? For how many days have they been having meetings? What did you used to ask her to bring for dessert? Have you got any idea how long ago they were done building that? What do you wish you could ask her? Will she ever be able to afford a new house? Didn't she stop you from talking to her as soon as she arrived? Wasn't that as beautiful as this one? Were almost all of the kids thinking of giving her a gift? Couldn't you tell that they were about to go home? Won't she be able to finish reading it by the time she goes to bed? Do you ever try to help her to study? Was she in the middle of fixing it at the time you arrived? Would he rather take it there now instead of waiting until tomorrow? Did they ever have the chance to play golf there? Do you wish you had been closer to her while she was alive? Was it okay to leave early so that I could get home to make supper? Wasn't his idea a lot different from yours? There wasn't anything that she could do but tell him to leave. All she had to do was apologize to him. What did she stop going there for? Where do you wish you could have gone to college? Don't they have any idea why he continued to study all of that? Did some of the girls appear to be ashamed? Who wishes they had talked to her before she left? Every time he has the opportunity to be with her, does he get to play cards? There was no use having her go there. In how long would you prefer to come back to see them? Wasn't she a lot less happier than her sister? How often do you wish they could come to play here? How many of the boys told you they quit teasing her? Don't you wish they stopped teasing her? Is it worth staying there until it begins to rain? Do you wish she had called as soon as she got there? How many years has it been since they got married? How often does she wish she could eat at that restaurant? Didn't they appear to be confused the first time you talked to them? When does she wish they would have talked about it? Do you have any idea what she's supposed to be doing there? Whenever he makes a mistake, does he tend to blame his sister? Where is it as cold as here in the winter? Didn't it seem like they really enjoyed playing football? What sport does he enjoy watching the most? What kind of dessert did he ask her to order when she went to the restaurant? Did he wish he could be a policeman ever since he was young? How much did she pay so that she could get a good seat at the concert? The reason he tends to be late is since he doesn't own a watch. She might as well not believe him. Does he ever seem to be nervous when she is around? What do you wish you could do as long as it doesn't cost a lot of money? Doesn't he wish he had been kinder to her? What did she say she wishes she had had? Just in case she starts to complain about it, are you ready to argue with her? How come she wasn't interested in meeting with him? Did she say she could be there by 10 to 6? In case she isn't able to be there at 8:30, will you be ready to help me? Where did she tell you she would prefer going out to eat? Don't you wish you knew how to make it? She had better not be late. He ought to try to explain it if they have trouble solving it. There is no use being there after the 3rd of March. Besides helping him, who did she have the chance to help? Weren't you excited they were going to be coming? Does it ever seem like they aren't getting along? Will you let him go with you in case his car breaks down? Who got her to ask him to buy dinner for all of the family? How many of his sisters wish they had been there? Didn't you wish you could have learned that while you were at school? What did she say he wound up eating the last time he went there? Did most of them lose almost all of their money the last time they went to the casino? Could you please be with her to when her mother comes back? Do you ever hear her tell them not to worry about it? How many months have they been planning on traveling there? How many hours a day has she got to cook for them? Do you have any idea where she wishes she could work? Do you wish it was all right to spend the night there? Was she set to begin studying as soon as she got in? Didn't she tell you where you should have gone? Hasn't she got any idea where they said they have got to meet her? There was no use telling him where you went. She couldn't help thinking about it. She might as well bring it to her later. All they tried to make was cookies. Were they in the middle of talking as soon as you got there? What do they wish they would have done there? Was she finished eating by the time he came home from work? Was she excited he was thinking of joining her? At the time she had a new baby, did they let him stay with his wife? Who dropped by to see her the first time you visited her? What does she wish she would have gotten there? Would he rather take it to her as soon as she gets home? Who is supposed to be contacting him just in case his car isn't fixed? The reason she should have done it is because she used to do the same thing at work. Did she say she may not be able to make it there? Didn't she say that she managed to buy the tickets before they went up? Will he be staying with her until she feels better? Did she say it was the same TV? How did you like her excuse? Doesn't it sound like she was ashamed she couldn't do it? Now that the weather is better, what are you going to be doing? Didn't she say there was no point reading that? Did they wish she would have paid for it? Don't they wish she had agreed with them? How many of the boys did he have work on the project? Didn't she tell you that you had to be there by the 15th of January? Do you wish she had been there by 9:45? Weren't her boots almost the same as hers? Haven't you been telling him that you won't be able to do it? Did she say she was as happy as the other students? Did most of them wish they had gone with you? What did you end up telling her to bring when she goes on the picnic? How long do you wish they would help to explain it to her? How come it wasn't okay to take it away? What do you need to ask her if she wants to get? Do you wish he was ready to go so you didn't have to wait? Who sounded strange when you were talking on the phone? In how long does she wish she could meet her? Isn't it better to come back later instead of waiting there? How many hours a day does she seem to spend with him? What has she been talking to him for? The reason he stopped saving money is because he lost his job. Will he get to stay with her until when he runs out of money? How come he wishes he would have taken all of them there? Did she keep you from talking to her so you wouldn't find out? Do you wish he continued to work there? How many years does it take to finish building it? How many minutes ago did she try to lock all of the doors? How many of the students decided to play football after leaving school? She couldn't help driving there since the weather was so bad. Didn't she feel better as soon as her father came home? Did she say it was time to get together with her friends? What were all of her sisters like? Did he say she appeared to be upset he left? Didn't they wish she had been interested in studying that? Will you have to take a taxi so that you can get there on time? Doesn't it appear that he fell in love with her? How long does she need to be there so that her mother can have a rest? Do you wish that you had the chance to go back to that restaurant? Which dessert do you wish he would make for you? Does he wish that it cost $10.95 to buy? Don't you have any idea where she wishes she could live? All she had to do was call her mother. Whenever she gets to go out with him, where does he like taking her? Isn't it all right to speak with her after she arrives? Does she wish she could stay there until her father comes home? Didn't she appear to be the smartest kid in that class? Did she tell him that her birthday was on August the 4th? Does she ever talk to him instead of talking to her parents? Don't you wish you could have done it for her? How many days has it been since she began working there? How could you tell that they were about to leave? Don't you wish he would have driven there? Did it look like that it was a lot less interesting than that movie? What did he wish he could have told her to bring? When was the first time that she managed to get a hold of him? Did some of them ask you how long you were going to be working there? In how long did he say it was all right to come back to see him? How many of the girls would rather go at 20 past 10? Did he say his health is as good as his wife's? What sort of clothes does she tend to wear when she goes out dancing? The reason she was done doing that was because they said they weren't going to pay her. What did she say she wished you would have seen there? Will she be there in case the kids get hurt? Who had trouble seeing them play baseball?